I think we need to have an intro for the podcast, man.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Give them some of your funky bars, man. Let's see what we can
Funky
do.
bars. Let me see what I got. Let me get that lunchroom beat. All right, man.
Let's go.
Mm,
Okay.
okay. Just heard the bell ring, classes in session.
Okay.
Now I'm in beat die, about to teach you all a lesson. Ain't no telling what we gon' do. So eyes front, pay attention. This is homeroom.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nam, and this is Bryce, who just laid down the funky bars.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it.
Welcome to episode 2 of Homeroom. And we're about to get right straight into it and talk about some subjects. Let's first talk about math.
Yep. So, you said first subject is math, and today we each have a magic number of the day, right? And so for me, my magic number is actually 50, right?
Okay.
And so again, y'all know we're based in Indianapolis, and so the mayor of the city, Mayor Hawk, said just actually had to lower back the groups of like people who could like meet together publicly. He had to lower that back down to 50 because of just the cases and stuff like that going up in the city, just trying to keep everybody safe, which is crazy because now churches had to close back down, certain restaurants and certain populated areas had to kind of go back to where they were before. And he just laid out the mandate about masks. Everyone's got to wear them in public now. So in the city, it's kind of unfortunate that we have to go backwards, but whatever we got to do to be safe, I guess. So for now, my magic number is 50 today.
Yeah. I would say, like, for me, I just think that America is just in a rush compared to every other country in the world right now. Like, I feel like everyone's trying to be slowed down, trying to see what can happen, hope for a vaccine to come. But we are just really trying to get back into the groove of things, and that's why we have to keep on coming back and forth. But I mean, that just comes with America just always feeling like they don't want to be told what to do. They always want that liberty. And those type of people, we got a little bit something for them coming up later on the show. But I just like that the states is putting matters into their own hands. Like they're making decisions to say, hey, you need to wear a mask, and they're making a strict mandate on the amount of people who can be in certain buildings at certain times. So I'm liking the moves that we're making as a country right now, and hopefully we keep moving forward.
And I just thought about something. So, one of my coworkers actually had texted me one day and said that CBS, I never got to look up the story, but he said that CBS had some type of story about how there actually may have been a vaccine like in the works that actually had some positive results. Now that's super fast compared to what vaccines usually take to be developed and properly tested. But if that turns out to be true, that's some good news.
Well, if that works, then the magic number will be that number for extra cost.
I know, bro. But insurance ain't paying for that one, boy.
No insurance paying for that.
Mm-mm.
But for me, my magic number
is 1,000. And if you know me well, I am a sneakerhead. But for me, my magic number is 1,000 because that's the amount of times that I have failed to cop a sneaker on the sneakers app. So I would say this. I understand the reasoning for a sneakers app. We want to give everybody a fair chance. We also want to keep the consumer safe. Yeah. Because back in the day when we were camping out, people were having guilty fights, people were getting jumped on stuff for sneakers. But I mean, can we think about the old heads, man? People like me, people who back in the day I used to know the plug at the finish line, or that, and Kobe don't make it easier because I can't go to the mall. Yeah. So Nike, you're not making it easier because you got the kids who got these bots, and all they're doing is reselling them.
What's a bot?
A bot? Be that. I would think you know what a bot is, but that was terrible. Sorry about that. But a bot is pretty much like what they use to literally be the first people. Like as soon as it drops, they'll be the first person to have access to getting whatever shoe they want. Now some people use this for like purses, clothes, stuff like that. But in the sneaker world, more about sneakers. So people use bots all the time just to like, as soon as 11 o'clock hits, the off-white Fords, cream-colored women's is right in they cart and they're just going through. Man. While people like me is doing 30 minutes of, wait, your time is coming. Your time is coming.
Refresh.
And, keep refreshing. So yeah.
Sound like your magic number is 0.
I think so.
It sounds like that's how many times you actually got to shoot.
That is correct. So, yeah, so with that, we're going to move on to the next subject, which is gym.
So, I love sports, man. I love sports. Like in terms of extracurriculars, like I say, my favorite school subject was probably math, but like the extracurriculars, right, the other stuff, it was gym, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, and I don't know if it would have stayed gym for you if we had went to the same school, because with basketball, you know how I get down. But continue if you like to.
We all got haters, and sometimes they're closer than we think, y'all. Sometimes they're closer than we think. But yeah, man. So like, I think a lot of people are breathing like sighs of relief, and we're just happy because we're getting sports back. At least like the major American sports, the football, baseball, and basketball. Like, what NBA starts on the 30th?
30th. Yeah.
Baseball, I believe baseball's already started.
Yeah, it started a couple days ago.
And then NFL's in negotiation, right, about getting
camp.
training camp, and they were trying to start this month, I think, but obviously we're getting close to the end, so it may or may not happen. But I think that's good. I think that's good.
Yeah, for me, like I said, I think it's good. Honestly, I think people need sports. We always, like before COVID, we all love sports. We used to always say people need sports, and we do, because sports gives us that escape, or just that time just to relax our mind and just relax. But people are looking at it as a distraction. But I mean, I feel like people are distracted by social media. Using social media, being on social media at times. So like, let's use this distraction. I feel like the NBA is making sure that they don't be a distraction with the way they want to promote Black Lives Matter, have the players promote whatever organization they want to put on the back of their jerseys. Dwight Howard is like donating all his money to organizations who need it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are excited. Even I would also say that people like Drew Brees in the NFL world, I think he gave a sincere apology.
Yeah.
And I take it. But now he can go on the field, and for what it's worth, he can like really show his gratitude to what he said. So I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people are excited for it, but I know not everybody is excited.
No, and there's actually some players, and so I know a Chiefs football player. I believe he's a right guard. He plays on the offensive line of the current defending champion, Kansas City Chiefs, and he chose to opt out of his contract due to COVID. He said he doesn't want to play. He doesn't feel safe, and to each his own. Like I understand, COVID is still, it's still very real and very present, and it's still a deadly virus. So, as happy as I am that some people feel comfortable enough to get back out there and play sports that we love and entertain us and, give their all on the court, field, or whatever for us, you have to understand and respect someone who says, they're not ready yet.
Yeah, I respect it, because, I mean, even though this percentage is small, especially for people who are healthy, you got to put in consideration of families, those who will be around. So I understand it. But for some of the NBA guys, I'd like to say that most of you guys who are not playing is because you're not going to get the ring this year. So you might as well just sit down.
So it's like, why play?
Why play?
And I guess one more thing I want to add, man, just how you were talking about earlier with sports, man, like we're so happy that they're back because, like you said, they unite us in a way, and we need to be united right now, especially with the social distancing. Like it's very easy to feel alone. It's very easy to feel like isolated. Shout out to the late great Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Even with that tragedy, he united us so much just off of, we don't even know this man, right?
Yeah.
But he had such an effect on us, and he united us in ways that only sports can do.
Yeah, and you even saw the unity in NASCAR, a sport that we don't really see African Americans really get involved with. But when the allegations of the noose being inside the
Bubba Watson's
garage, all the drivers were with him, standing by him, walked with him up. So like things you don't expect or you didn't expect to see, NASCAR drivers do. And you saw it. So like I think it's great. Sports is doing a great job of bringing us together. So I'm really excited for sports to come back.
Yeah, can't wait. Shout out to the home team, Indiana Pacers. Shout out to Victor. He said he wasn't going to play, but he's hooping. All right, shout out.
All right, they're going to get a ring.
So our next subject. Our next subject is now music, right? Another extracurricular.
Yes, with music, we're going to talk about music to our ears. So we just want to talk about anything that's positive going on in the world right now. And I really want to give huge props to the state of Mississippi because
Indiana? Go ahead,
I don't want to say
Go ahead,
Indiana.
shout us out, man.
Well, you know,
Shout out the city.
Shout
Shout out
out
the
Indiana
city.
just for bringing this
Shout out the
podcast
city.
to life, But we're really talking about Mississippi right now. So Mississippi, as you know, the SEC pretty much told that all SEC Mississippi teams, which includes Ole Miss and Mississippi State, would not be able to play any regular season football games if they did not change their flag. And I think that really got the ball rolling because now Mississippi has officially said they are going to change their flag. And I think that is a huge step. I mean, even though many people talk about, well, these are just symbolic changes and nothing like really institutional, but you gotta start from somewhere. And this flag, I mean, I remember when I used to see it when I was younger in grade school, I'm like, dang, that flag is here, and like we just blind to it. So it's been here for centuries. So for the higher ups in Mississippi to really be open, and they knew they were gonna get a lot of backlash and really get this done. I really commend them because I know there's people who are, mad.
Yeah.
To say the least. But
To say the very least. You were talking about I was getting rid of history. Obviously there are two sides to this. It shouldn't be two sides to this,
Yeah.
but that side obviously is not happy one bit. We got similar taste in music. So, because my music here also has to do with change, right? So the Washington Redskins football team, obviously, they've been getting heat for this, and it's been a topic of discussion for some years now, for them to change their name because Redskins is an offensive term to Native Americans. And so one of my favorite name change suggestions is the Washington Red Tails. For those who don't know, the Red Tails are a group of African American and Caribbean-born pilots who fought in World War II, right? They flew fighter jets and fought for this country. And the reason they're called Red Tails is because they had very distinct jets that they flew. They were yellow, and then they had red tails on the back, and they just kind of, again, they were very distinctive and identified them as Red Tails, and that's where that name came from. And I think that's awesome just because, again, it's a moral victory.
Yes.
It's symbolic, but, again, it's great to pay homage to some minority history in this country as we continue to be brought to light and people continue to learn more and more about Black history and also just minority history in this country. So I think it's a great way to just kind of shout out some people who fought for this country who, don't look like what people may consider the typical American. But what's crazy is that not everyone's a fan of it. Mm-hmm. And funny enough, it's some Tuskegee Airmen who have come out and spoken not against, but they said that they've had some hesitation, right, to such a name change. And it's kind of funny because one of them said that it's because the Washington Redskins aren't that good, and so they don't want to be associated with a losing NFL team. So Redskins, I think you guys need to play a little bit better, and then maybe I can be called the Red Tails. But
I might give them the fire they need, man. And it's cool because that is the colors of the Redskins. Yellow.
Wow, that just hit me.
Oh, really?
That just hit me. Like, seriously.
So it would be easy to make it happen.
It would.
And like it being in DC, where it's like our country's capital.
Yeah.
So I feel it, but it is really funny that they really don't want it because I mean, like they said, like the NFL hasn't always been on top of their game when it comes to racial
equality and stuff. So it's like almost like, is it just like some lip service almost?
Yeah.
But
I think they're moving in the right direction. Roger Goodell had a statement. Can't really talk about stuff you need to keep moving for real, but I would like to see it. I bet they do some good sales, but.
Shout out to the Redskins. Maybe Red Tails one day. Maybe just the Washington football team at this point. Anything would be better.
Yeah, we heard the Washington football team might be an option.
You know what my favorite NFL team is? Arrest the Cops Who Killed Breonna Taylor.
Oh yeah. All right, seriously.
Moving on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So our favorite time every
Definitely.
day, is we got some people that need to be in detention.
Absolutely. Some people. It's not one person?
Yeah, a conglomerate. We would call them,
So it's like when you got in trouble with your friends and y'all all got it.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got in trouble. Okay.
Yeah. So this group of people, they have received a name. They're known as the KARENS.
The KARENS of the world.
The KARENS of the world.
Okay.
They are getting this dunce cap because they feel their liberties is being stripped from them.
Liberties.
Okay.
Liberty,
It's being stripped from them from wearing a mask in public places such as Walmart, stores like that, because they just don't want to wear a mask and protect themselves and others from this virus.
Yeah.
So, what you guys think about that?
Just liberty being stripped?
Liberty being stripped.
Like, people have the nerve to use words such as oppression.
Oppression.
When
Come on, Karen.
when describing how they feel about being forced to wear a mask, like to the point where, you know, people were protesting about the quarantine, protesting with weapons, with deadly weapons, deadly force, because we're being asked to wear things that are going to protect not only yourselves but also those around you. And as someone who works in healthcare, I'm wearing this mask 12 hours a day. My patients, who some of them, you know, already don't have the best breathing, don't have the best lungs and respiratory systems, still wearing these masks, right? We can give them oxygen, but when it's your life on the line, you would think, it'd be worth it. And to use words like oppression is honestly, it's just offensive and it's just incorrect. Yeah. Your privilege is shown when you say things like
pretty much, like, again, it's not oppression, it's privilege. I mean, I remember when this first started, there was a lot of people who could not get access to a mask. So, and I bet you a lot of those people probably could get a mask. So, it just sucks, you know, that people really think that's oppression. I don't know, but...
and then we were talking about it. This happened some time back, but you want to remember what happened in Chicago with the bus driver?
Yeah, so like exactly, there was a bus driver who was riding the bus, and then an older lady came into the bus. She was coughing everywhere, and she didn't have a mask on. And he made a video later on Facebook talking about, man, this lady just came into my bus coughing and just, not even closing her mouth. And a couple of days later, he passed away from the disease. So this is real. People who just don't want to wear masks, doesn't make sense. I mean, if you want to feel oppressed, if you want to have a story about oppression, just wear a mask and talk about how strong you were for wearing a mask.
There you go. You have a story for your grandkids.
Yeah, have a story for your grandkids. I wore that mask. Yeah. Talk about that mask.
So, got this lovely guns cap.
Yeah, we're gonna make some copies. We're gonna make about 3,000 of these.
Well, we might not need to, because they're probably not gonna wear them anyway, right?
So yeah. But yeah, that's it. So that is the end of the second episode of Homeroom. We thank you all for watching again. And
got one more thing. So last episode, first of all, thanks for the support on the first episode. Mad love. We love y'all. And we also had asked y'all, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We also asked y'all to comment and hit us with some subjects that y'all would like to see in future episodes. And then we said the winner, we would choose from those comments, and we give them a free copy of Michael Todd's Relationship Ghost. So we want to say congratulations. Shout out to Kayla. You won. We pinned your name and comment from the previous video. So none of y'all try to hurt me. Change your names to Kayla and try to win that book. But for real, shout out to you, Kayla. This book is a blessing. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, so once again, we just thank you all for rocking with us in this young stage in our homeroom careers. So just keep watching, and we're going to keep bringing out content, and we just hope you guys enjoy. So that's it for today.
Class dismissed. Bro, don't you think we should tell them to like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff? Comment,
Guys, you guys should go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and comment. And just keep showing love, man, because we appreciate you as we are becoming professionals at what we do. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you.